Good afternoon, Fabio Donetti for Winston Capital. We're going to cover the week of July 15, 19. You'll see me a little reddish. It's super hot in Manhattan. We are going through a big heat wave. It looks like it's not going to go away for a few more days. So at least we run a little bit to the beach, but here we are. So we got a lot of numbers, mainly at the beginning of the week. Let's highlight some of them. I think was important. We had good retail sales, 0.7. The market was expecting 0.3. Good indicator. Remember, a big part of the U.S. economy. Also, industrial production, 0.4. The market was 0.3. These numbers are probably the second most important after the employment numbers. Less relevant because they are very volatile, but still a good indicator. Also, in Europe, we had better industrial production, 0.9. The market was expecting 0.2. And in China, we have also better retail sales and industrial production numbers. So all in all, we're getting good hard data. But the big focus, obviously, is in the reporting. All the banks reported. They all reported good. No bad surprises. No one likes them, unfortunately, given the lower environment of interest rates, getting lower, all these negative yields around the world, in Europe, in Asia, etc. So no one likes the bank. That's the bad news. The good news is that no one likes them. So they haven't rallied. They are not stupidly expensive. They are not very pricey. And they have a dividend yield of 3%, similar to utilities. So if anything, I think they're giving a good cover to the market that things are not crazy. Despite that we have a market that's up 20% for the year, which many people did not participate. When you look at financials, which are a big part of the bank, they've done very little for the year, which I think in hindsight is good news. Keep them there. And then we have some of the old names reporting. Microsoft, IBM, old names, companies for a long time, both very strong numbers in the cloud business. Remember, the cloud is very important for everybody, but corporations are maybe a little bit slower to get on. They'd rather have their own systems. But now IBM, Microsoft have done a very big push in the corporate world, and they're showing some good results. So both companies rally there. The one that did do pretty lousy was one of our favorites, Netflix. He reported only 2 million new subscribers. The market was expected 5, but they lost subscribers in the United States for the first time, although they have 88% of the market. But I think there in the US, they've seen that price elasticity is not infinite. They have raised prices 18% since the beginning of the year, and finally, some clients says no más, which I think is good. They will adjust to that. Second, in international, which was the big surprise and is the big focus, they know now, that price is important. The people will not pay any price, and the disposable income in different parts of the world is not the same. It's not the same in Europe as it is in Latin America, etc., etc. So if anything, I think it will bring more discipline to the company. That again, price has limits and everything, and we will see. The stock went down 10% plus another 13%. It was up 30+% for the year, so it's now up 20 something. We still like it. We're not buying more. We're not selling it. We need to see what's happening in the next quarter. If you do not own Netflix, maybe it's a time to buy. That would not be a bad idea. That's for the men. Next week we have 133 companies that report. Still, we don't have the Amazons, the Facebooks, the Googles, which we like to see, but this week and the next week will be the biggest week of the S&P, and I think this is the most important in terms of the direction that eventually the market will turn. Taking a clue from the big companies that report. The rest, we have some tensions on and off in oil. On one side there was issues of conversations between the U.S. and Iran that oil went down 3%. But then we have renewed tensions between Iran and England now about this taking over of some cargo ships, one that was bound for Syria. And over the weekend, the Iranians took over a British ship going to the Strait. So tensions there simmering. We'll see what happens. We'll follow closely. And remember, we're getting into the big piece of the summer in the Northern Hemisphere, which historically produce less amount of news. That's all we have. Like always, we'll connect every day at 8:45 a.m. Have a great week.